The Bengals continue preparations for Sunday's matchup in Dallas against the Cowboys. Hi again, everyone. I'm James Rapien of AllBengals.com. Welcome in to Cincinnati Bengals Talk, where the Bengals went through their morning walkthrough. They had a Thursday afternoon practice. And yeah, this stand-up was actually recorded at Paycor Stadium. Unfortunately, we had about 30 seconds of mic issues before it kicked in. So let's kick it to myself at Paycor Stadium, where we have the latest, starting with Bengals wide receiver, Tee Higgins. Higgins was not at practice today due to personal reasons. This did not have to do with his concussion, and I'll leave it there, but he is expected back tomorrow. So not sure if he's cleared protocol yet, not something that the Bengals need to discuss at this moment. Certainly, it looked optimistic with him practicing on Wednesday, so we'll see if he can suit up this week against the Dallas Cowboys, which would obviously give this offense a jolt. It would give this offense a little bit more. And I think that is where I'm going to start here, because this Bengals offense, whether it's Joe Burrow, whether it's the offensive line, they all need to be better. The communication needs to be better. And really, outside of Jamar Chase, everyone left a little something out there, a little something to be desired. And even he did, right? He had a drop in Sunday's Week 1 matchup against the Steelers. He was amazing, by the way, so I'm not knocking him. But point is this offense can be much, much better, and I'm expecting it to be better this week against Dallas. La'el Collins talked today, and obviously that's his former team, and he was asked about Jerry Jones. He was asked about Micah Parsons. So make sure you check out that entire locker room interview right here on Cincinnati Bengals Talk. It's been posted for a few hours now. But the thing that stood out to me, and it's why I followed up, La'el Collins saying that he felt like he needed more at this point of his career, discussed the decision, even though he was released, to come to Cincinnati, what he was looking for, what the pursuit was, and what he was looking for when he became a free agent. And it clearly wasn't in Dallas. This is what La'el Collins had to say earlier today.
To be back here with Frank and to get coached, by a great offensive line coach, somebody that also played the position, was big for me. Because, I got to that point in my career to where I felt like I wasn't getting the things that I needed. And coming here was definitely, that was definitely the reason why.
What things do you think you needed? You mean coaching-wise? Or?
I mean, at this stage in my career, any player wants to be coached and wants to be coached hard and wants that feedback. So I think Frank does a great job at that. Obviously playing a position, he knows, it's all about, the Johnny and Joe's, not the X's and O's. You know what I mean? So, it's one of those things.
He wasn't getting what he needed. That's the thing that really stands out. Clearly believes in Frank Pollack. I know there's been some comments about Frank Pollack, but clearly La'el Collins buying Frank Pollack stock. So that certainly worth noting, because some are questioning him at this stage with the offensive line. Even though I thought the offensive line was certainly better in the second half of last week's game, there was a lot that is there to be desired as well. Talked to Cordell Volson today, and the rookie said sort of the same thing. He's like, look, Micah Parsons is a freak. It was really tough going against a guy like Cam Hayward. There's a lot I can get better at, even though Brian Callahan complimented him earlier this week. And we'll get the Cordell Volson, I talked to him one-on-one. We'll get that posted on the channel probably Friday, so make sure you subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. Ultimately, that's what I'm looking for from this offense. Defensively, there's really not much negative. I think the biggest negative is they didn't force a turnover. The Steelers also had a very, very, very conservative game plan to try to play the way they did. I think the Dallas Cowboys are going to have a similar game plan this week. So can the Bengals, specifically the pass rush, get some heat on Cooper Rush? It's a big question going into Sunday's game as well. We're going to be there covering it every single step of the way. And so you should hit that subscribe button. You should ring the bell. And just as important as covering it in Dallas is the OT with Elise Jesse. You're going to see that tonight right here on Cincinnati Bengals Talk. Thursday night, she's got Jamar Chase. She's got DJ Reader. She's got long snapper Cal Adamitis and more right here on Cincinnati Bengals Talk. She's even got a former Bengals defensive back in Rodney Heath joining the show. So make sure you stay tuned for that. But ultimately, this game is one that the Bengals should win. But the how is going to matter, how they look. Does Joe Burrow get sacked 7 times? Is that number once or twice? Micah Parsons got 2 sacks last week. Okay, so those can be the 2 sacks that happen this week. What about everybody else? Can you limit them? Are you turning the ball over? All of those things. So the Bengals trying to shore things up. They're trying to bounce back. They're certainly not panicking. They're certainly not rattled from a confidence standpoint, but they got to go out there and execute on Sunday at AT&T Stadium, a.k.a. Jerry World. By the way, this video brought to you by Rivertown Inquiry, rivertowninquiry.com. Doug and his crew keep putting together amazing shirts. You see this little logo right here? Love this logo. And anytime you see that logo, just think comfort. Because right now I'm as comfortable as can be, even though it's hot, it's sunny, all of those things. This shirt, you can wash it a bunch of times. It's high quality. It is not going to fade. It's not going to shrink. It's going to fit you perfectly. So make sure you check them out right now at rivertowninquiry.com for quality shirts, merchandise. You want some orange and black gear, they got that too. You want Cincy gear, you want mugs, you want a Tiger Rocks glass to sip a little bourbon on Sundays, you can do that by going to rivertowninquiry.com. Overall, the vibe in the locker room is good. I do want to give you a ping pong update. Mitch Wilcox beat Tyler Boyd today. Joe Burrow was staring because he got in the mix too. Joe Burrow was staring at these dudes while they were playing, and then Trent Taylor was taking on Mitch Wilcox, and then we had to leave the locker room. So the ping pong continuing to be in full swing here, continuing to battle, and Mitch Wilcox, certainly one of the better, if not the best, in the locker room. Maybe do more on that at some point. But speaking of the long snapper, Cal Adamitis, he's practiced back-to-back days now, seems confident, and he's going to need to be. He's going to need to play at a high level. Obviously, he spent the entire offseason with the Bengals, OTAs, preseason, was battling for that starting long snapper job with Clark Harris. So as bad as it was last week after Harris went down, it should be much better this week at Jerry World. You'll be able to hear from Cal Adamitis tonight right here on Cincinnati Bengals Talk on the OT with Elise Jesse. So for Andrew Fox Miller, our channel coordinator, and for Rivertown Inquiry and rivertowninquiry.com, I'm James Rapien signing off for now right here at Paycor Stadium on Cincinnati Bengals Talk.